The story begins as a toddler is having his second birthday celebration at his home with his mother. The celebration is interrupted by a visitor at the door who is hidden from the player, but the story suggests that it's the player's father, whom the mother has divorced. The conversation is muffled and partly kept from the player as the mother raises her voice, refusing the father's request to see his child. The mother's angry tone frightens the toddler, whose fear is presented as blurry vision. Quickly, the mother returns with a gift, but the mother doesn't tell who the gift is from. Instead, she carries the child and the gift upstairs to the child's room, a place of bright, warm colors and streaming sunlight. The mother briefly opens the gift but looks at what is inside with a disdainful expression before quickly shutting the gift box. Before the present is given to the child, the telephone rings and the mother leaves the baby in the room alone to play. The gift is revealed to be a sentient teddy bear who climbs out of the box and hides in the chest until the child finds him. The bear introduces himself as Teddy. Teddy has a friendly, curious nature. After a few minutes playing together with a music box, a stuffed pink elephant, a storybook, and a toy train, they go inside the closet, which turns out to be a large, dark room filled with long, dark-colored coats. Teddy says that if the player gets scared in the dark, they can hug him to feel more safe. Once the player holds Teddy, he lights the way, acting like a flashlight. The small adventure is ended by the mother finding them. She tells the child, gently but ominously, to stop hiding from her and puts him to bed. The baby wakes up in the middle of the night to find Teddy being taken by an unseen force. His crib overturns and the player escapes. The child leaves the bedroom and rescues Teddy from a washing machine by unplugging it and opening the door. The bear says that something was not right and that they had to find the child's mother fast.
Thank you. Something's not right. We need to find your mother.
The search leads them to discover a slide that takes them to a small playhouse within a cavern that is presumably under the house, and the door found inside it leads them into a journey through several surreal environments. Teddy instructs the player to find 4 memories the child shared with their mother that will lead them to her. The memories take form of 4 objects: her pendant from her necklace shown at the start of the game, the music box she plays to put him to sleep at night, the storybook, and the pink elephant. Throughout the search, the player is pursued by a large feminine shadow monster and a creature with glowing white eyes that has a coat as a body like the ones in the child's closet earlier. After the last memory is found, Teddy and the child try to go through the slide that will lead them back to the playhouse, but the coat creature grabs onto Teddy to stop the child from completing the last memory. The child was hanging over an abyss and Teddy's arm was ripped off in the weight of the child. The player then falls into a dark room lit by a series of floodlights. The child follows his mother's voice and sees her drinking from a bottle as she transforms into the feminine monster from earlier, before disappearing. The child is left alone in the dark, with window lights coming from up ahead, leading it back to the playhouse. After using the last memory to open the playhouse door, the child sees cracks in the door that's straight ahead. Once through the door, the child is back in their room, having exited through the closet. The child heads downstairs to find his mother crying in the kitchen, the damaged bear in one hand and an empty wine bottle in the other, which she drops. When the player attempts to retrieve the bear, the mother knocks the toddler over and shouts at the player to leave her alone. She apologizes and tells the toddler that she didn't mean to, and that it's too much. The player has the option of briefly comforting mother should the player interact once again. There's a knock at the front door that the mother doesn't react to. Instead, she continues to cry. When the toddler goes to the door, it opens and reveals a glowing white light. The player's father is heard talking to the child, remarking on Teddy's broken arm, stating that he can fix him.
Stay away from me! I'm sorry.
Hi there, little one. Come here. Did you like your gift? What happened to his arm? Don't worry. We'll fix him up.
An expansion level available through downloadable content is set before the events of the game, again told from the toddler's point of view. The player is wandering through a winter environment and finds 5 dolls surrounding a light that breaks, sending the player to a house different from the one shown in the main story. The player is required to locate and thaw the 5 dolls that are frozen due to the freezing wind from outside coming through the open windows, which involve closing the windows and using music and TV to free them. Throughout the house, bright figures of the toddler's parents are shown arguing due to the mother's alcohol abuse. Along the way, the player encounters the feminine monster from the first game and a living furnace monster from the basement. Once the player finds all the dolls, including the rabbit one found outside the house after it has fallen from a window, the mother is seen taking the toddler before going away in depression, implying that the house is the father's house and that the mother is taking her child to the house seen in the main story, leaving the doll to die out in the cold. The bad ending was scrapped from the story but was placed in the enhanced edition of the game. The ending can be interacted with in the museum level. The toddler wakes up in a broken down cage-like baby crib in an unknown area, then sees Teddy turning a wheel, which the crib is being held to a room with lifeless dolls, all memory items in a giant cooking pot. The crib stops moving, then Teddy walks towards the child, happily greeting him. And from that moment, his neck cracks. Giant skeleton-like hands came out of his body, revealing his true ghostly form, the Nightmare. It turns out he has been using young children to collect beloved items to create a stew by disguising as stuffed toys to venture far from their homes. He prepares his meal by placing all items in a pot and stirring them while saying the quote from the children's book, 5 Thirsty Animals. He then congratulates the child for doing his bidding, grabs him, and drops him down the boiling waters, ready to be devoured.
Whose gummies are red, and her best friend Seagull, lying lifeless and dead. And now for the main ingredient. Thank you. You did very well. I will enjoy you very much.
And that ends yet another episode of History Behind the Horror. Now, this was kind of a unexpected video and kind of a last minute thing I decided to do because I went back on some old videos and saw that a few people asked me to do this, but I didn't even notice it back then, but I just noticed it now, so I apologize for the ones who've been waiting on this video. But like I said, I just had noticed it, and once I was doing the video and looking up the information for it, because I never played this game. I always known about it, but I never played it and I forgot all about it. It wasn't something that really appealed to me that much because I played a game similar to this one about playing a game through a toddler's eyes and going through like different horror situations, and that game really wasn't all that great. I think it was called Baby Blues. Yes, it was called Baby Blues. It really wasn't all that, but it was pretty scary. It just wasn't something that was like something I would recommend to someone. Like Among the Sleep is something that I recommend to someone because it was actually a like game that was really developed by, I guess, a skilled team or a team with a little bit more tools than someone making an indie game, because Baby Blues is an indie game. So obviously I did skip this one because I didn't think it was really that good of a game, but I was kind of wrong. The game is kind of it's a pretty cool game. It's just when it comes to lore, it's kind of lacking on the lore, at least to what I could find information on about this game, because the only thing I came up with it is the mom yelled at the father, and then them coming to see his child during the child's birthday in the beginning of the videos because of the DLC that was released of them arguing about her alcohol problem. So that's why she was crying in the kitchen with the bear at the end of the main game, not the DLC, because I guess she realized that her drinking is getting out of control and she doesn't have like her husband or whatever, and they got divorced. because of her problems. Now I was thinking that she divorced him because he did something wrong, but no, he probably divorced her because of her drinking habits. That's what I'm getting from this. But as far as like deep lore and what is like the cult man and like the feminine monster is maybe the mom and the dad always arguing and scaring the child. And since the ending wasn't really canon, it was scrapped out of the game until a later edition. I guess the ending wasn't really supposed to be canon. I guess the real canon ending was the father coming back into the house and they're working out their situations and I guess getting back together and getting remarried or something, you know, trying to work it out is what I got from this game. But if I'm totally wrong, make sure you guys tell me in the comments, because I am still kind of lost on this one. This is at least what I'm getting from it. But if I'm getting it totally wrong and there's some more to it, please let me know, because I really like to know what this story is behind this game. A little bit more if possible. So with that being said, as always, if you did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more videos where I tell you pretty much the events that happens in a whole game rather than a character like we did for the park, make sure you guys leave a like, put in the comments for what you guys want to see as far as that. And if you guys want to see just a character coming up soon, let me know in the comments for what characters you would like to see next. And make sure you also share it, because it does help this channel out a lot. Hit the bell notification to let you guys know when a new video is always out, so you'll be the first to know when, like I said, when a new video is out. Subscribe if you haven't, because we got a lot of things coming up very soon that I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight, and I hope to see you on another episode of History Behind the Horror.